Welcome. Namaste, beautiful souls. Lovely to have you here. Back to live readings Tuesday. This is a weekly event, although I will be changing my schedule for 2024, likely soon. I'll do my best to give you as much notice as possible. But for now, I am here. And today, what I would like to do is offer you a reading with your personal tarot card of the year and a few additional cards. And I'm just going to go through the list and do as many as I can. And as I'm going through, you will kind of understand my process. Now, Mary Beth, who has been hanging out with me for some time, was here in the day when I was calculating this number in a different method. And so the way that you are, my goodness, here, let me go. Happy New Year. The way that Mary Beth has calculated January 16th is by adding 1 and then 16 as a 7, so that's 8, and this year is 8, so that makes 16, which is the Tower. Now, in the method that I have adopted for the past 3 years, which is very common, is to add 1 plus 16 plus 2023. And if you add, I'm just going to go to my table. So January 16th is 2041. And when we reduce 2041, we get 7. So on the table here, I have Mary Beth's 2 options for cards. One is the Chariot and one is the Tower. And then the card of the year is, the number of the year is 8. Okay, and Mary Beth has requested to work with Strength as her number, as her card for 8. So these are the 3 cards on the table, and I'm going to just do a reflection of sort of an amalgamation of all of this. This is very powerful energy. It would indicate perseverance through it's almost as if Mary Beth, I could, and I know retirement isn't happening, but something, I don't know to you what your ivory, what your tower represents at this point besides work. And that perhaps is something for you to sit and ask yourself. And then if you think about the iconography of the Chariot, the idea of the charioteer perhaps looking back over his shoulder and acknowledging what he has left behind, that is a powerful image. And yet the charioteer has paused. The charioteer has paused and said, okay, now what? Now what? I need to pull in my whole self, all of my gifts, all of my qualities, and commit to going forward. And the truth is, I know that this is my path. And then when I think about how the Tower fits into this, it's like you've seen this coming, this shift, this change. So there's a few things to work with here. And I don't know if I would work with both all year long, or I would work with them alternately, either alternate months or alternate zodiacal signs. That's entirely up to you, but I'm going to draw a few more cards, and the intention here is to provide some deeper focus for Mary Beth as she moves into this new year. As always, we ask these messages be in the highest for the greatest good and that no harm be done. So be it. And I'm using a different Wild Unknown deck, so there may be repeating cards. Why anyone would need 4 copies of the Wild Unknown Tarot is a bit of a mystery in itself. Okay. Wow. All majors. All majors, Mary Beth. I know in the past you've spoken of expanding your business in some way. Let's just think about how the Empress may support and influence this. There is a very powerful synchronicity here, and that is that both the Empress and the Tower are horizontal lines on the Tree of Life. They are both lines that connect the pillar of form and the pillar of force. So that's very substantive. With these cards, Mary Beth, something doesn't want to wait. Something doesn't want to wait. It wants more energy to be put into it this year. It wants more energy to be I think this message is telling you that it's ready to be birthed. It doesn't want to be on the back burner any longer. And with that Tower energy, I'm wondering if, it's like if you don't act on this, it's going to happen anyway, especially with the Wheel of Fortune there as well, too. This may very well be beyond your control, and that the choice that you have here is to do the prep, to act on it before it happens, I was going to say, but I think the advice here is to put more energy into the preparation for your retirement. And if you're sensing this is not quite retirement, it's something else, then anything that you can do in advance to lay the groundwork for this change to make the transition easier would be prudent. Okay. And welcome to everybody who's here. Thank you so much for joining me today. So sit with that and let me know how that fits for you, Mary Beth, okay? Really kind of in your face, in your face energy. Okay, so this is real, this is really happening. Yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep these fairly quick. And let's go to Janine. I just need to put these in the right place. Okay, so Janine is April 10th. And I go to my handy little chart here. April 10th is 13 death. And yes, that's what you've got. Okay. And this is the reading that I did today. So this is going to be really interesting to see, provided I can remember what I said this morning, how this will personalize itself for you. Okay. I read a poem this morning, and was it a poem or it was an offering from last year's Wee Moon, about setting up a death altar and honoring the cycles of life and death. And that included everything from, having a wasp or a dragonfly or something that you acknowledge, like you acknowledge death on your altar. The invitation was to include a death on your altar, to celebrate death, to really honor this part of the cycle of life, to be um, to understand how it's almost like there's a disservice to not honoring death. And these little observations, these observations of little deaths along the way in nature, um, endings that are indeed complete in other ways, is part of a deeper understanding for you this year. All right, do I have another window? Excuse me while I just need to open another window so I can see your comments live. I may have too many windows open, but we'll figure it out as we go. Okay. All right, so these extra cards are for Janine. Oh, that's so interesting. The ad that just came on. It's for Biomat. Biomat is it's a wonderful mat. I have it on my Reiki table. It is filled with amethyst crystals, and it really is amazing. How can we honor the death of a relationship in the same way we honor the death of a loved one? Just a thought that came to mind. I'm just going to cut your cards and acknowledge everybody that's here because I feel like I didn't do that. I was about to do that. So my hand's resting on your cut here. Clevis, namaste, welcome. Yes, missed you in the breathing class. Hello to Perry and Amelia. Who else is here? Katie, welcome, namaste. All right, Janine. Daughter of Cups. Love that rainbow light in the water. 3. Okay. 3 of Pentacles, Daughter of Cups. As a little girl, How did you feel when you lost something? Maybe a dear friend moved away. Maybe you experienced the death of a pet as a child. I wonder if your resistance, the challenges that you've had in finding your own way, are about that gentle little you who maybe didn't have the support that she needed when loss happened at a very young age. And maybe you could let her know now that you are here and you have her and you're holding her hand. And maybe you can go back and you can guide her through that loss, and you can look at some of those childhood losses through a different lens, in a different way. I think that might feel really good. Thank you, Mary Beth. Thank you for the super chat. Super sticker. I feel that would fill something in your heart space. It feels very emotional for me. And this will reflect in other ways too, and to teach your child about the process of letting go, about the process of experiencing death. Your voice in all of this is important. I don't know why I'm hearing Snow White singing at this. Snow White singing at the wishing well. When I look at the strength card in combination with the Three of Pentacles, I'm thinking about the enduring, the courage, but the endurance plus courage that is required to build your new life. And yes, that mountain looks overwhelmingly dominant. Hi, Clara. I don't think I've ever quite looked at this card in this way. I see this cup, this vibrant rainbow cup underneath this powerful mountain. And it's like a wellspring for the mountain. Somehow, this is connected to the rainbow that is underneath the daughter of water. And they are informed by the goddess, they are informed by the element of water, they are informed by their innate, their intuition, their softness, their receptivity. And it's through that they find a way over the mountain, through the mountain. This is your Ganesha card. And it's about understanding something very fundamental. I will tie this into death in just a second. But this This is very key. And this is a healing. This year is a recognition of a healing previous unprocessed grief, unprocessed loss that will set you free from and through the transition of the loss that you are presently experiencing. And you may only need to choose one. Okay. Okay, let's Perry. Happy New Year, Perry. Okay. Who is next? Amelia. Okay. And your card is Death. Okay. So, Amelia, taking into consideration your response from this morning's reading, this card jumped out. I am going to choose a couple of cards, but just so you know, that Three of Pentacles was also calling to you. You're welcome, Janine. Hello, Tina. All right. May this provide further clarity and support to Amelia. Okay, another court card. Such a humble court card. Okay. So much humility in that card. Look at the contrast, Amelia, of the dark and the light in the Sun of Pentacles. As the Sun of Pentacles looks to the earth, that's where the light is. And I know that how deeply you connect with the earth. As we were reflecting on the many deaths that we can observe in nature, I feel this deer is one of those souls that is deeply affected by everything in nature, deeply affected by clear cutting of trees, deeply affected by what do you call it when a swarm of bees just, leaves the nest, when perhaps there is a kill of some sort and it's wasted, it's not taken for food. I feel like you, as this Son of Pentacles, this night this knight on a quest in the element of earth deeply feels everything with that element. I've talked about creating altars in nature, altars that are just off the pathway, altars that are out in the forest. And this would be such a beautiful way for you to connect with, and also perhaps create a sacred space for other wanderers who accidentally came across your altar, where you did indeed find bones of animals, or perhaps intact pieces of creatures. Even I loved in that suggestion, the decomposed piece of fruit, or an abandoned wasp nest, and you gather all these symbols of death together for people to honor. Amelia, I feel like you have a role here. You have a role to model or teach people about death, to show people really how beautiful and grateful we must be for death, because from death comes life. There's a magnificence and a beauty. And I'm thinking too, because we can't touch and observe we can't observe the dragonfly up close when it is alive, because it moves so quickly. It might land on our toe. I have many pictures of dragonflies on my legs, on the water for a moment. But there's something about holding that in death and honoring it in death. And I feel like you have a role here. I feel like you have a role. And when I look at this in terms of the Justice card, it's as if you, just kind of putting everything together, you support others in their, like, I could see you becoming a death doula. I mentioned this morning as well, working with hospice, working with, maybe even there's a veterinarian who could use support with helping clients through the death of their animals. That Emperor is such a strong card. It's like calling you to action here. Scorpio is ruled by Mars. This is also Mars. That's why I'm thinking so keep your mind and your eyes open for how you can respond to death actively. Okay. Thanks, Amelia. All right, let's go to Perry. Perry says that her card is the Fool. The Chariot is the card. Okay. My first choice is the Fool because of my life unfolding in the mystery. Okay. Let's... All right, let's find that little duck. Now, there's something kind of beautiful here, Barry, in that this is a 22, and for some people this is an 11. I'm using this as an 8. 8 in an 8-year. And there's something also Kabbalistically that feels very harmonizing and balancing. So whether we're looking at this numerologically or karmically, I like this number 22 for you this year. I feel if, you are such a big force of energy, you can manage, you have the capacity to sustain a 22. All right, so I should also look at your birth date. You say your birthday is November 5th. So let me go to my spreadsheet and just November all the way over on the right here. Okay. November 5th. Now that's interesting. November 5th, I calculate a 6. So let's just do a couple of ways. November 5th. Okay, so I don't know how, so also I want to honor that not everyone calculates their card of the year numerologically. It can be selected. It can be selected randomly. It can be selected intuitively. So I don't want to change this for you, but I also want to bring awareness that the Lover's card and the Devil card may also play into your energy this year somehow. I saw a wonderful video where someone talked about different random methods for choosing your card of the year, much like people choose their word of the year. And so I want to honor everyone's process in this. And that, you can feel free to do it differently 1 year from the next and then go back to another way. This is a reading for Perry on the 2nd day of January, 2024. Making today an 11-day. Two majors. I've got an earworm for you, Perry. Be gentle. Be gentle. Take it slow. Take it easy. Let others know how and what sort of energy you best respond to. Don't assume, and I'm sort of feeling my way through this song that's in my head. Don't let others, don't assume, this might resonate with others as well too. Don't assume that others know how you want to be treated or how you want. It's important that you share. You have this very powerful gift, and your ability to articulate your message to whomever you are working with or in contact with is important. These beautiful words that you share here on this channel, be as powerful in that way with, and as brave with others in your life as well too. You are the guiding light. Your light is so bright. I wonder if you could, and again, I feel very emotional in this. So imagine, Perry, others who are unable to get out, to move around, who don't have the spiritual gifts that you have, who find themselves consumed with unhealthy habits, whose mental health is deteriorating because of their circumstances. Like, I could see you out in a group home or a nursing home, or somehow visiting people and inspiring people. Like, think of this. I'm not looking at the comments because there's this image, Perry. It's like you show others how bright their light is within, and that this hermit experience is enough. Maybe this fool is jumping off the ledge and making you and bringing you a purpose that you hadn't considered before. If you consider the Temperance card as your healer, maybe part of your healing is getting out into the community and sharing your inspiration. Sharing your love of mystery and magic and faith with people face to face. You become a healer that I don't know how to say this in a different way. It is so powerful and it is so heart-centered. And I think this could also, I think there's limitless possibilities here. I'm looking at that bird and I'm thinking, the stork is bringing the new baby. How could she help new mothers? How could she help mothers that don't have support? I think your clientele, I mean, you might not, that's such a business word. I think those that you mentor, it could be, there's so many different groups of people that would appreciate your light. And maybe this is something you do once a month. Maybe this is something you do once every 2 weeks. So think about this. And I know that it would require a tremendous amount of effort and energy, but it may also light a fire within you that you need. finding new purpose, expanding purpose. Yeah, I know you get this. Okay. Welcome, Karina. Namaste. Thanks, Mary Beth. All right. Katie, did you comment earlier? Okay. So you are, so your birthday is September 8th. Is that correct? Katie, September 8th? I should scroll back and see if you wrote anything else. Okay. So I'm just going to go to my little chart for September the 8th. And September the 8th this year, by this method that I'm doing, is a 7. 9 plus 8 plus 2024 is 2041, which reduces to a 7. And I'm also happy to do a reading for the star, if that is what you prefer. Okay. Sorry, just trying to keep my two decks distinguished here. Okay. I don't know if Katie's still here, but let's highlight that one. And you're very welcome, Perry. And another you're welcome to Amelia. I just see your message. Okay. Just waiting to see if Katie is still here. Okay. I'll do a quick message for Katie and she can come back and watch the replay if she's not here. With the star as inspiration for this year, this is very much like the Fool, but at a different stage. There's a real vulnerability here. Having been through the challenges of tower energy and choosing to, not choosing, but carrying on, having the courage to carry on. When I look at this in terms of justice or adjustment, I think reflecting on karmic reset, reflecting on the fact that it is possible to get awfully close to releasing patterns. I think that for most of us, for this life, for any, in any given lifetime, will continue to be challenged. To completely clear something is really, really difficult. But I think selecting the star as your card for this year, it's a beautiful mark. It's a beautiful marker to stay inspired. Look at all these beautiful birds. Beautiful birds. Both of the cards are moving away from the central card. Direction tells beautiful stories in the tarot, and a couple of days ago, for the first time, I had this visualization, this visual of the central message, the central cards being a sphere, and the cards on the outside circling around that sphere. So in one direction, those geese and the lovers fly off, and then the goose in the Mother of Cups flies in a different direction. And at the end of the year, they meet and they come together, so they're facing one another. And I think it's beautiful that they're both heading off in a different direction, being open to the exploration that is the journey of Aquarius, the ideals of Aquarius being the zodiacal connection to the star. And if you don't work with it zodiacally, it's like I could see, Katie, I could see you having messages depending on it's not a good word, messages of inspiration filter into your desk, your kitchen, your bedroom, in a way like you've never used that sort of thing before. The fuel of inspirational messages raises you to a place that you never knew you could be raised to before. And you fly to great heights, and you challenge yourself in ways so that you really understand the lessons. I'm just looking at these heights and this ability to witness and this need to detach and separate yourself and to rise up on high, to go in a different direction physically, geographically, so you can see your situation, so you can witness your situation from a higher perspective. Of course, that can happen in meditation and things. You don't need to travel. Walking a mile in another's shoes. I'm thinking, if you have an opportunity to take in a foreign student of a culture you don't know, kind of a random example, but imagine you take in a student of an ethnicity you know nothing about, and you learn something over the course of the school year about yourself that is only available through the viewpoint of this very different person, something you wouldn't have touched before. I mean, there's different, right? There's different ways to experience different cultures and viewpoints without buying an airplane ticket. And I think that example is kind of crazy beautiful with the Mother of Cups. The Mother of Cups would love to entertain, and I don't mean entertain, I mean provide a beautiful environment and space for a foreign student. So take this concept and think about how you might apply that. I'm sensing this is also about you. I don't feel like you've quite integrated a particular lesson, and a journey of sorts will, really hit the nail on the head. Stretch yourself this year. Stretch your wings. The Mother of Cups is so protective and I don't mean in a helicopter sort of a way, but I mean in an energetic way. You don't need to be afraid of stepping beyond. Okay? All right. Thank you, Katie. Okay. Clevis. Hmm. All right, Devil. And are you working with 8 or, sorry, are you working with justice or are you working with strength? So one of my questions was, as an 8-year, is there a particular energy that you are working with? Okay. Okay, so this is a reading for Clovis. Oh, you're welcome. Okay. I know Clevis is working at home, so she may have stepped away from her computer, from this window on her computer anyway, having to mute us. So I'm just going to leave all these cards on the table and pull a couple of personal cards for Clevis. And we'll just see how that all sort of weaves together. Oh, work with strength. Okay. Well, let's just leave them all there. It's amazing what can be cleared in a breath. All right. Daughter of Wands. Clevis, you're going to laugh. Got your card. 9 of Swords. And I hope you are laughing. I hope you are laughing. Okay. when I think of, many things coming through right now. You're aware that in the Capricorn association, we're working with 2, 3, and 4 of Pentacles, right? And when I look at this Daughter of Wands card, I'm thinking of the image of the 2 of Pentacles. The idea of change, that little change card. But I'm also thinking of an irreverent Clevis picking up the wand and just going pow. Giving yourself permission to do it your way, despite the pressure to conform to others that are around you. The idea of the devil as breaking free, breaking chains. Yes, I am means yes, I am laughing. Yeah. Honestly, it would be really fun, Clevis. I don't know if you have a magic wand, but if you were to pick up a wand and go around and break chains, what chains would you break? This feels it's there's this, and I know you, I don't know you personally, and I know you from being a student, and we've spent many hours together. And I feel this feisty sort of nature just wanting to come out here. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in that position. You walk into the workplace and, it's like you create and I've never put these 2 cards together before. It's like you create this freedom for others as well. They didn't even know that they wanted it. And you come in and you show them that those chains don't need to be there. In order to have enough focused energy to actually have the power to do this, the noise in, and I know we have talked this card to death, the 9 of Swords. And it's showing up because you still haven't found that clear frequency. Perhaps, Clevis, the chains are the noise. The silence of the star cannot be attained without breaking the chains, the noise. So getting clear on what that noise is probably the first step. And I can see you with your pencil crayons, actually taking an eraser and erasing the noise. It's funny. This is a very visual. Clevis loves, what is the brand? I forget the brand. We've talked about pencil crayons before. Maybe draw this, Clevis. Write down a few lines to set you up to go into a meditation or into your sleep tonight. Perhaps you can ask your support team in spirit to deepen your understanding of what the noise is and the best way to clear it. There's a reason this card has come with you into 2024. Okay? Big breath in, big breath out. Yeah. Okay. And let's see here. I will do a couple more. Clara, are you still here? Let's go to Clara. Your card of the year is the Sun. Clara, Happy New Year. So your card of the year is the Sun. Okay. Okay. So let's take these two. They go in this pile. And okay. Beautiful. Thanks, Clevis. Okay. So just so you know, I'll do a reading for Tina, and that'll be the last reading for today. Okay, so if there's any mods in the chat and other people do come in, can you let them know that Clara and then Tina and then readings are closed? So intuitively, Clara, I'm thinking about vital life force and how this is a year. Sorry, I'm getting caught on cords underneath my table. How this is a year to both increase as well as manage vital life force. You are a super dynamic. I can see. Oh, it's been so long. I'm trying to hear your voice. I'm gonna say that, Ayurvedically speaking, probably your dominant dosha is Vata, and I do see Rajasic qualities in you. I'm not sure why I'm going here with this, but I'm feeling like it's like a dance. It's like like the Tarot of the She would be a really good deck for you to work with this year. This is a dance with fire. It's a perhaps testing your limits with fire and not going to the extremes of adrenal fatigue, but I could see this being a year where you do a climb, or you train for a climb that is something you would never think you could do. And the climb is a metaphor for something that feels inspiring for you. Mm. That feels good to me. Right, right. What is your climb? And there will be a fiery, active component to it. Um, and I feel like it'll play with your heart. It'll play with your the health of your heart. Maybe challenging the health of your heart, but also in the end, improving your heart health. Hmm. Okay. Interesting, Clara. This this card I have referred to as the card of adrenal fatigue. So we have two ends of the suit of wands. Perhaps you have to know the um, perhaps you indeed you need to go too far before you need to test your limits and go a little bit too far before it becomes clear. I would say as well too that this 9 of wands will is asking you to reflect on where these sorts of fiery limitations have tested you in the past. So rather than testing something right now in the here and now, this could be a reflective sort of experience where you spend the month of January and you go through, well, I remember when I did that 10K run in 2010, how that felt. And it may not be something athletic, Clara, um, but I feel like it's something, it's martial arts, or it's something that really gets your fire going. And of course, it could be spiritual as well, too. Oh, thank you, Perry. Hibiscus tea. The Nine of Wands also is a decan of the moon. And so it has that, let's sit down and reflect. Let's go back through some old journals. Maybe there is an old journal where you kept track of a certain period of your life, and it's only in going back and reflecting on that and rereading that old journal that you find the clarity of what this next step and this next adventure is. Hmm. You know, Clara, yesterday something that came up on my feed was Krishna Das was chanting the Hanuman Chalisa all day. I don't know all day, but for many hours. And that sort of thing is also something that very much challenges the fire. I started my own business last year and I mainly want to focus on that. I've been in a year-long relationship that has been a lot of work. Okay. This feels so so clear to me, and yet I don't know what example from your life, which one to choose. There's a persistence. There's a the Nine of Wands, the card of the hero, the card of someone who has endured and been on their path and knows their path and is committed to their path and is going to take it and ride it to the end. They're just at this phase where they need a bit of healing and reflecting. 9 as wands as dharmic path. 9, 92. 9 plus 2, 11. 11 as gateway. 11 as Libra. 11 as harmonizing. Fire as healing. Fire as energy. Is there an energy component to your business that could be amplified? Is there a new direction the energy work could take? With all of this fire, Clara, play with fire. Make some candles. Create a fire pit outside in nature. Test your limits with fire. And write this on the top of your journal page. How can I test my limits with fire? And I don't feel like I've hit the mark for you here today, but this is the piece. This is the piece that wants to direct you forward. You make ritual incense. Okay. Clara, there's more. There's more. Is this in the expansion of the business? Is there a holding back in keeping it small? Are these two wands like divining rods? Are they trying to find that next market, that next direction? I can't say more at this time, but keep these keywords. So the heart health. And yet there is something about expression because of the energy I'm feeling in my throat. There's something about this, a quality of perseverance that is absolutely necessary until it's like perhaps you need to fall one more time before you get up and go, that's what it is. Okay. I'm going to leave that for now, but it's good. And be okay with that next stumbling. Because beyond that next stumbling comes the clarity. I think that's what I want to say. Okay. Thank you for your patience. I'll let you know if I have a dream or something comes to me. Okay, the final reading today is for Tina. Tina. Okay, March. Sorry, I missed the date. March. Where are you here? March 21st. And like I said, the card is whatever you need it to be. March 21st, I have as Temperance. So March 21st. Honestly, I will do a reading for you with the card that you have named here. March 3, 21, 2024. 4 and 4 is 8. 4, 2, 12, that's 14. If we go 3 plus 3 plus 8, that's also 14. So I don't know how you get the Hermit. But I'm happy to do a reading for the Hermit if that's the card you have chosen. Let me know. Okay. Let's just get both those cards on the table. Hermit and Temperance. Okay. Oh, so you don't mean Hermit, you mean Hierophant. You mean Hierophant. Okay. Okay. There we go. That makes more sense. Psychic passageways. Okay. Daughter of Pentacles. Moon. Daughter of Pentacles. All right, so we have a rainbow that is traditionally part of the symbology of temperance. The rainbow in the Daughter of Pentacles. Let's rainbow. So that is a I think that's an image, that's an icon that you want to put some energy into, rainbow, and what that may represent for you. Everything from the idea of its magic, its mystery, its hope, to its connection with the pride community, to a journey to Hawaii. Like, let the rainbow inspire. Okay, so let's think about this crow. The crow is on the key, and the crow is facing this very gentle and trusting daughter of Pentacles, who is deeply connected to the earth element. In a golden dawn way, she is Malkut, she is the earth. She is earth of earth. She is inviting you to connect to earth. Hierophant is Taurus. Hierophant is very earthy energy. To open something up in that way, through the sensorial experiences of this earthly experience, food and wine, nature experiences. Not that the daughter of Pentacles drinks wine. Beauty. Seeing the beauty in simplicity. Letting go of the so if you think of the hermit as, not the hermit, if you think of the Hierophant as one who is quite focused in their direction. And the reason that the Hierophant stays focused is so that they can channel spirit, so that they can receive a message and explain it to the muggles in a way that they're going to understand. You know, I feel like this is a sense of self-empowerment for you, Tina. This is an opportunity for you to share, to inspire, to be the mentor to someone. What if the crow there is talking to that mentee, inspiring that mentee and reminding that mentee of how spirit is here and all around? The moon takes you into all the Piscean sort of energy, and I wonder if you have an opportunity to connect with a group of younger souls, maybe a group of your daughters or your daughter's friends. They invite you to a festival and you hang out with all these young women, and they inspire you and give you more strength, and you have something to share with them. And of course you learn from them as well too, but you take on a new role. You know, in the past, I've got the impression you don't feel heard, and maybe that's because you're preaching to the wrong choir. Maybe it's time to preach to a different choir. And not so much preach, but to share your gifts. to impart your wisdom to a different group of people so that your messages are better received. You know, it's so wonderful, all of you that are gathered here today. Many of you I have met on Zoom many, many times, and it's just a real honor. I feel so humbled in having um, to have met you and been in your energy. So I wonder, Tina, if there is a way for you to um, be open to joining them in a way you haven't before, or suggesting something that you participate in together. You could very well be the leader here. I could see you leading and I feel like it's kind of fun, actually. I feel like it's more festival energy than, um, something where you're at an ashram or something. I feel like there's something kind of fun and funky that you could do with your daughters, and this awakens a strength in you. Saying to yourself, I deserve to be heard. I have powerful things to share and messages to share. And asking for spirit to guide you in a way so that you are in circumstances and environments where this comes through and is received in the most beautiful of ways. Commit to no more self-deprecation. Commit to honoring the strength and the power of who you are and all that you have to offer. No more doubt. No more doubt about that. I just haven't been in the right place. Bye, Clara. Good night. Have a peaceful sleep. Sacred slumber. Thank you. Mm. Tina, find your word of empowerment. I think by choosing the Hierophant as your card for the year, your finding your word will be very, very helpful, and committing to your word of the year. And this is a word that declares, I will be me, and I will be strong in my own energy. I don't want to put the word in your mouth, but a couple are coming to mind. Okay. Wow. Thank you. Thank you all for this opportunity to read for you today. It's wonderful. I love this work. I will see you all soon. I'll be on tomorrow doing Tildwick, and I'll be doing Tarot Foundations 1 tomorrow. Yeah, just keep an eye on my channel. And I try to post things a day ahead. And like I said, my schedule will be changing a bit. Tarot Foundations 2, I'll see you in a couple weeks on Sunday. Be nice, so nice to reconnect with all of you. And if anybody else is interested in studying with me, I have completed recordings for most of the present courses, but they're all available by replay, and you can purchase them in the shop on my channel. I saw Kristen posted that she didn't think I had any courses on right now, but I do. I have lots of courses in the shop on my channel. So you go to Integrative Healing with Sadhana.com and you go to the shop page, and there you'll see at the top, right here, Integrative Healing with Sadhana.com/shop. There's a bunch of tarot courses right at the top of the page there. Okay. Okay. Have a good rest. Take good care, everybody. Namaste. Thank you all for your support.